If you're dealing with that chronic, dry, flaky, irritated skin, you know the feeling. It's not just tightness, it feels like failure sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. You spend all this money on creams promising miracles.
And you wake up even flakier.
Right.
It's this cycle of uh, information overload, maybe misinformation. It just leaves your skin tight and your wallet lighter.
Exactly. And those surface attempts, they often fail because they don't get to the root cause.
Right.
So today, we're aiming to cut through all that noise. We want to give you, well, the ultimate shortcut, a detailed 6-step roadmap.
Okay.
And it's not just about tackling dryness symptoms. The real goal here is achieving complete moisture retention and, critically, total barrier repair.
So we've basically got the blueprint. We're focusing hard on gentle care.
Right.
And those specific power ingredients.
Humectants, yes, and those vital barrier repair agents.
Things that actually turn that tight, uncomfortable feeling into genuinely resilient, healthy skin.
And this blueprint, it involves 6, let's say, non-negotiable steps. You do them sequentially.
Oh, what are they?
Cleansing, exfoliating, toning, serum, moisturizing, and the final shield, sunscreen.
6 steps. Got it. Okay, let's unpack this blueprint then, started right at the beginning. Step 1, cleansing. The non-stripping start, as we're calling it. So cleansing. Obviously, you need to get rid of the daily grime, oil, pollutants, of the skin.
Mm-hmm.
But for dry skin, it sounds like we need a totally different mindset about how we do it.
Absolutely. The number 1 rule, use a gentle, alcohol-free cleanser. Forget anything that foams up aggressively.
Why no foam? It feels clean.
It feels clean, but it often feels that way because it's stripping your skin's natural oils, that lipid barrier. Harsh cleansers are, honestly, the enemy for dry skin. They just worsen the problem.
Okay. So the cleanser needs to protect the barrier, not attack it.
Precisely.
And when should we actually be cleansing? Is morning and night necessary
Well, the most critical cleanse is definitely in the evening.
to get the day off?
Exactly. Makeup, pollution, general buildup in the morning. Honestly, unless you've been sweating a lot or used really heavy products overnight, a simple splash of lukewarm water often does the trick.
Lukewarm water, right? And pat dry, no scrubbing.
Definitely no scrubbing, gentle patting only.
Okay, so if foaming cleansers are out, what textures should we be looking for?
Great question. Think cream cleansers. They actually hydrate while they cleanse.
Oh,
Or oil cleansers. Fantastic for breaking down makeup without stripping moisture. And micellar water is another good one. Rinse-free, really gentle, ideal if your skin is super sensitive.
And ingredient-wise, what are the green flags in a cleanser for dry skin?
You want to see moisture enhancers right there in the formula. Look for hyaluronic acid, glycerin, maybe even ceramides.
So hydration starts right from the wash.
Exactly. And just as important, what to avoid. Fragrances, alcohols, sulfates. They're notorious for stripping those protective oils.
Okay, cleanse gently, barrier intact. But what about those visible flakes?
Yeah.
And my instinct is just to scrub them off. Do we even need to exfoliate dry skin? Seems risky.
That's a fantastic point, and where a lot of people make mistakes. Yes, step 2, exfoliation is needed. But the goal isn't aggressive scrubbing.
Right.
It's about removing that layer of dead cells that's blocking everything else you put on top. Serums, moisturizers, they can't penetrate properly otherwise. It's a gentle reveal.
Okay, gently reveal.
Yeah.
And limit it, you said, only once or twice a week.
Yeah, okay. To avoid irritation, micro tears, all that bad stuff.
But the sources really push chemical exfoliants over physical scrubs. That feels backwards somehow. Aren't scrubs more direct?
They are direct, but often too direct to abrasive. Chemical exfoliants, used correctly, are actually much gentler for dry skin.
How so?
They work by dissolving the glue holding those dead cells together rather than physically tearing them away. Scrubs can cause tiny injuries and make sensitive skin even angrier.
Okay, that makes sense. So what kind of chemical exfoliants are we looking for?
For dry skin, you want alpha hydroxy acids, AHAs, specifically lactic acid and glycolic acid.
Why those two?
Because they exfoliate and they have humectant properties, meaning they attract moisture. It's a double win. Look for concentrations around 5% to 10%.
Not higher.
Probably not for dry skin, at least initially. And generally skip beta-hydroxy acids like salicylic acid, unless acne is a major concern, as they're more oil-focused.
What if even those gentle AHAs feel like too much? For really sensitive types.
Then look towards enzyme-based exfoliants, things derived from pineapple or papaya, for instance. They're the mildest option, still effective at improving texture, but much less likely to cause irritation.
All right, moving on to the hydration power-up phase. Step 3, toning. Now, I have to ask, if I've cleansed well, Is this step really essential, or is it just another product?
Fair question. But yes, it's crucial if we're talking about the right kind of toner. We absolutely mean hydrating toners, not those old school astringent ones full of alcohol.
Okay, hydrating toners, what's their main job then?
Think of it as a prep step. It replenishes some initial moisture post-cleansing, helps balance the skin's pH, removes any last traces of cleanser, and importantly, makes your skin ready to soak up the serum and moisturizer that follow.
So it boosts absorption.
Exactly. Applying serums onto properly prepped, slightly damp skin makes a big difference.
You mentioned damp skin. The sources stress applying toner to slightly damp skin right after cleansing. Why damp?
Because many ingredients in hydrating toners, especially humectants, work best when they have some water to bind to initially. Applying them to damp skin helps them pull that moisture deeper into the skin.
I see. And you don't rinse it off, right?
No, definitely not. Let it sink in. And a big warning, avoid toners with alcohol. It's completely counterproductive for dry skin. Also be wary of toners loaded with extra exfoliants like AHAs if you're already using one separately. Too much can irritate.
Got it. So for ingredients in this hydrating toner, what are the key players? More humectants.
Yes, load up here. Look for hyaluronic acid, glycerin. Ceramides are great too, and maybe some calming botanicals like aloe vera or chamomile. It's about that first wave of hydration and soothing.
Okay, that flows perfectly into step 4. Serum, the concentrated nourishment step. Skin is prepped, damp. Now what?
Now we hit it with the high concentration actives. Serums are designed to deliver potent ingredients deeper into the skin than a moisturizer usually can. This is where you really target specific concerns.
Like boosting hydration even further.
Exactly. Restoring moisture, improving texture, maybe reducing some inflammation associated with dryness.
And application. How much do we need?
Not much. A pea-sized amount is generally enough for the face. Gently pat or press it in and give it a minute or two to fully absorb before you move on. Don't rush this step.
What are the absolute superstar ingredients we should look for in a dry skin serum?
Again, hydration is paramount. Hyaluronic acid, maybe even multiple molecular weights for different levels of penetration. Glycerin, of course. Niacinamide is excellent.
Why niacinamide?
It's great for calming redness and inflammation, which often comes with dryness, and it helps strengthen the barrier. Also, think about gentle botanical oils like jojoba or squalane. They mimic the skin's natural sebum.
Now, what about those really active ingredients like vitamin C or retinol? Are they okay for dry skin? Seems potentially irritating.
They can be powerful, yes, but timing and formulation are key. Vitamin C is fantastic for daytime use.
Antioxidant protection.
Right, against environmental damage. Retinol, however, is strictly nighttime. It increases sun sensitivity.
And can be drying initially.
It can. So for dry skin, start low and slow with retinol. Or a great tip from some sources is to look for bioretinols or alternatives like bakuchiol. They aim for similar anti-aging benefits, but often with less irritation potential.
Okay, now we're at what feels like the absolute core of the routine for dry skin. Step 5. Moisturize. You called it the essential barrier repair phase.
It really is the workhorse, isn't it? Moisturizing is just non-negotiable. It does 3 critical things simultaneously.
What are they?
1, it helps draw water up from the deeper layers of the skin, the dermis, into the top layer, the epidermis. 2, it traps all that moisture we've layered on with toners and serums.
Seal it in.
Exactly. And 3, it actively fills in those microscopic cracks that dryness creates in the skin barrier, making it smoother and more resilient.
That makes sense. Let's talk application strategy. It needs to be consistent, right? Twice daily.
Absolutely, morning and night. And crucially, apply it immediately after cleansing, toning, and serum application while the skin is still slightly damp.
Lock in that hydration again.
Precisely. And think about texture variation. Maybe a slightly lighter lotion or cream in the morning, something that sits well under makeup or sunscreen. But at night?
Go thicker.
Yes. Use a thicker cream or even an ointment at night. Overnight is prime time for replenishing oils and really deeply moisturizing while your skin repairs itself.
Okay, this brings us to the ingredients. You mentioned a triple threat for dry skin moisturizers. This sounds like key knowledge.
It really is. If your moisturizer only has one type of these ingredients, it probably won't be enough for truly dry skin. You need a combination approach. Think of your skin barrier like a brick wall.
Okay, analogy time. I like it.
So first, you need humectants. Things like hyaluronic acid and glycerin. They're like the sponge in the wall. They grab onto water and hold it.
Got it. Sponge humectants.
Second, you need emollients. These are ingredients like ceramides, shea butter, fatty acids. They act like the mortar between the bricks. They fill in the gaps, smooth the surface, and restore the barrier structure.
Mortar emollients. Makes sense. And the third?
Third, you need occlusives. Think petroleum jelly, dimethicone, lanolin. They form a protective layer on top, like the roof on the wall. They seal everything in and prevent water from evaporating out.
Sponge, mortar, roof.
Uh-huh.
Humectants, emollients, occlusives. Okay, that clarifies it perfectly. You need all three working together in your moisturizer.
You really do for optimal results with dry skin. It tackles the problem from multiple angles.
Fantastic. All right, last step, but definitely not least. Step 6, sunscreen, the final defense. We always hear about it for anti-aging, but why is it so critical specifically for dry skin?
Because UV radiation does more than just cause wrinkles and sunspots. It directly damages the skin barrier and accelerates moisture loss.
So it actively works against everything we're trying to do.
Exactly. You can build up that beautiful moisture barrier with all the other steps, but if you then expose it to UV rays without protection, you're undermining your own efforts. Daily application is fundamental to preserving barrier health.
So every single morning, let it sink in for maybe 15 minutes before sun exposure. Reapply if you're sweating or swimming. Don't forget ears and neck.
All correct. And for product choice, lean towards cream-based sunscreens.
More moisturizing.
Generally, yes. Some sources suggest chemical sunscreens might feel a bit more hydrating than physical mineral ones, which can sometimes have a mattifying effect that dry skin doesn't need. But formulation varies widely, so find one you like and will use consistently.
And ideally, look for that ingredient synergy again. Sunscreens that also contain those hydrators we love.
Yes. If you can find an SPF that also includes hyaluronic acid, glycerin, or ceramides, that's a bonus hydration layer.
Perfect. And again, avoid alcohol and strong fragrances in your sunscreen too.
Absolutely. Keep it gentle, keep it hydrating, keep it protective. #outro. So if we pull back and look at this whole 6-step routine, sticking with it consistently, it really yields significant, measurable improvements. You're essentially mastering the 3 core needs of dry skin.
Which means, firstly, much better hydration and moisture retention, thanks to layering those humectants like HA and glycerin and then sealing them in. Less flaking, less tightness.
Exactly. And secondly, you get enhanced skin barrier function. Those ceramides and emollients are repairing the mortar, sealing in moisture, and making your skin better able to defend itself against irritants. Less redness, less sensitivity.
And maybe the most immediate benefit for many people listening.
It's just the relief of discomfort, that constant tightness, the itching. By systematically layering hydration and sealing it, you can really alleviate that feeling quite quickly.
So it's this structured approach, these 6 steps. It really takes the guesswork out of it, doesn't it? It moves you past that feeling of being overwhelmed by products and puts you on a clear path to genuinely healthier skin.
Which brings us to a final thought, really. Considering the potential long-term consequences of just letting dry skin be dry, things like chronic flakiness turning into deeper issues, maybe premature wrinkles, even increased risk of the skin cracking and getting infected, how willing are you, listening now, to commit to these 6 structured steps, to really invest in your skin's long-term vitality and resilience?